McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Dedicated to the only serious choice, the gospel of Jesus Christ, the music, and the spoken word. You're watching Light Source Victory Television Live. I'm your host, Pastor Nyesha McCauley, inviting you to sit back and relax for the next 8 minutes as we continue our journey into the life-changing, life-giving, everlasting word of the Most High God. My friends, it is indeed time for the most important 8 minutes of the day, Bible study. Now, of course, it is my Bible study time that I spend with you. We try and do it each and every day right here at AccessTV.org. And, of course, we broadcast from the greatest city on earth, Hartford, Connecticut, New England's rising star. I cannot begin to tell you the chaos that has taken place here in the control room. I do my program from the control room here at AccessTV.org, and I was all set to do the program earlier, probably about 4 hours ago, and I put my mic on, and I hear this like buzz. I'm like, what in the world is that buzz? 1 hour later, the audio is totally taken apart, trying to figure out where the buzz is. Turns out that the board is bad. So, long story short, 4 hours later, we're ready now to do this program, and the studio is absolute chaos in terms of wires and equipment all over the place. But we will put it back together, and it will be fixed for our first broadcast, first thing early in the morning. And I was so close to not doing a program. But I said, if you could take all this time to find a buzz, then we can take 8 minutes to rightly divide the life-changing, life-giving, everlasting word of the Most High God. So it's been very, very busy, very, very frustrating, very, very tiring. But guess what? Jesus is still Lord, and on your screen, there it is. The life-changing, life-giving, everlasting word of the Most High God. This is where we were when we were last together, which, of course, was yesterday. As we continue, I want to remind you that if you want to get caught up on the 8-minute Bible study, all you have to do is go to channel 10 here at AccessTV.org, and you will find all of the latest and greatest, teachings or episodes of the 8-minute Bible study. Okay, let's get started. Chapter 4, verse 1, reading out of Hebrews. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into that rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. Now, as you recall yesterday, we were talking about that Sabbathing in the Lord, that resting in the Lord, ceasing from your own works and resting in His works. People not entering into His rest because of unbelief, unfaith, misdirected faith, being in the wilderness, wandering for 40 years, but never, ever entering into that rest, into that Sabbath because of unfaith. All right? So the warning here is for the modern day believer, those that faith in the atoning work of Jesus Christ. Okay? The warning here is that you could very well miss the mark of God's established grace. Let's read on so we can find out a little bit more what I'm talking about. Verse 1 once again. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into His rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with what? Faith. Not being mixed with faith. All right, let's bring verse 2 to the top of the screen. In them that heard it. Now, the ABCs of faith: action, based upon a belief that forms a confidence in the heart. Out of the mouth, it is noise abroad, articulated, spoken of that which the heart agrees upon. Action, belief, no confidence, no faith. Confidence, belief, no action, no faith. Action, confidence, no belief, no faith. They did not have faith. All right? They heard the word, but the word was of none effect if not being mixed with faith. The Bible says that without faith it is impossible to please God. They that come to him must believe that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. All right? The Bible will tell us, as we read further on in Hebrews 11, that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So faith is that which you hope for. Okay? Your action in that which you have hope for. That faith is it's the tangible. I know it's not tangible, but it's if you liken it unto tangible, it's that tangible substance of what you're hoping for. Now, once you receive what you're hoping for, you no longer hope. But the promise is not something you've taken receipt of, so you have to believe that it is there. Let's read on. Verse 3, top of the screen. For we which have faithed or believed do enter into that rest, as he said, I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. For he spake of a certain place of the seventh day on this wise, and God did rest the seventh day from all his works. Verse 5. And again, and in this place again, if they shall enter into my rest. Verse 6. Seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached entered not in because of unbelief, children of Israel. Again, he limited a certain day, saying, in David today, after so long a time, as it is said, today if ye will hear his voice, what? Harden not your hearts. For if Jesus had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day? There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of God. For he that is entered into his rest, or his Sabbath, if one will, he also hath ceased from his own works, as God did from his. Let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. All right? Misdirected faith, no faith, however you want to parse it, dwindle it down, interpret it. Okay? If you do not put your faith and trust in the Lord, you are missing the mark. There still remains a faithing that must take place. I forget what I was watching. I forget where I heard this. It was on a TV program. I don't know whether it was a documentary or whatnot. But it was so accurately put. In fact, it was on PBS. It was a PBS documentary on the Pennsylvania Dutch, on the Amish. It was on the Amish. And there was a court case in terms of, I think it was homeschooling, something along that line, something where the Pennsylvania legislature had passed some law requiring the Amish to send their children to school. And they weren't in favor of this. I don't remember the particulars, but I do remember that this one idea and notion that was put forth in the court case that they did win. And that was that for the Amish, church isn't a Sunday feel-good event. Church is a 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, nonstop ongoing event. Now, that's how it should be for Christians. Okay? And there shouldn't be any hyphenated Christians, like born again Christian, full faith Christian. No. Christian by definition has a meaning. The problem is a lot of people who claim to be are not. So therefore they qualify what kind of Christian they are when the Bible only has one kind of Christian. You are either in or you're not. Okay? And so the biblical form of Christianity requires, let me rephrase it. The biblical form of Christianity presents a faithing in the Lord that is nonstop. It's what I refer to as the 8th day Sabbath. Okay? There's that day of new beginnings. If you look at the Christian Sabbath being on Sunday, as opposed to the Sabbath day, then what you wind up with is a new day. So you figure, from Sunday to Saturday, Saturday being the Sabbath day or the 7th day, if they gather on the first day of the week, the first day, if you go through the week, 7 days the Sabbath, and then on that 8th day, that begins, 8, by the way, is the number of new beginnings. That begins the Sabbath that never ends. There is a rest that never ends. There is a Sabbathing in the Lord that never ends. There is a positioning yourself in Him and His completed work where you rest and abide in the work that Christ completed on the cross that never ends. It isn't a Sunday type Christianity where you worship one day a week and then go out and sin for the others, okay? Or live whatever else it is that you're doing and then go back and get some sort of redemption. You've been redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, and now there should be an outward manifestation of this redemption whereby you are resting in the completed finishing work of the Lord. You are growing in the Lord because you study to show yourself approved, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed. Okay, the Spirit of God brings you more information, more word, and as you more word, your faith grows. Faith comes by what? Hearing what? The Word of God. So your faith increases because of the Word, and the more word you get, the more there's an outward manifestation of this quote unquote relationship with Jesus that you have. Okay, so it is not just a casual one-day affair. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's going to be persecution. There's going to be trials and tribulations, but that doesn't mean you sever the relationship. Okay? Quite the contrary. As we like to say, you double down with Jesus. Double down. Okay, so when the persecution and trials and tribulations come, double down. Our time's up. I went way over the 8 minutes because I digressed in the very beginning talking about why I wasn't here on time. So we'll stop there and we'll pick it up tomorrow. And whether we're having a good day, up day, bad day, or down day, we're going to make sure that we're here for Bible study. I hope you do the same. God bless you all and keep you strong in the faith. Remember, when it's all said and done, the only thing you need to know is this fact, and that is, of course, that Jesus Christ saves and changes lives. Won't you call on his name today and allow him to be Lord of your life? God bless you all. Keep struggling with faith. Bye-bye.
The baby cries. The father changed directions. The mother's all cracked up, living inside.